Let's find a comfortable seated position. So you can put something underneath your hips if you like to elevate the hips, because the focus of this class is to find your center. So ideally, you can find the center by having the spine in neutral. And we're going to focus basically on that most of the time. And in order to do that, in order to get the spine into neutral, we want to stabilize everything that's connected to it. And we want to tell the body that we are now in a neutral position by using those stabilizing muscles in an opposite action. So using both the ones that are doing one thing, moving the spine in one way, and the ones that are moving the spine in the other way. And I'm hoping Emo will stop running on the wheel. Do you guys hear how he's running? Okay. Some of you are like yes, some of you are like no. Because it's like a background noise. I'm not sure if he's not going to meow, maybe he will stop. So close your eyes, and since we are sitting with the legs crossed, you can cross the legs the other way to feel a little bit weird, so you are not so comfortable, actually. And then your brain has to more focus on what's happening and what is the position. It gets a little bit confused. And from there, you imagine the spine, and don't imagine the spine at the back, but rather in the middle, because the bodies of the vertebrae at the end are more in the center. And especially in your core, in your abdominal area, you will have the bodies really in the middle, and the organs surround them from the sides, from the front. And higher in your thoracic area, you have more hollowness. So the spine is more at the back, it's being pushed back. And then the neck, again, imagine it more in the center of the neck. So you can bring the head a little bit more backwards and press with your sitting bones down, or imagine you want to elongate by having the hips heavier. And even do a little bit of movement with the hips forward and backwards, just a little tilting of the whole body forward, and feel how you are out of the center. So feel the weight of the body. And then as you move back, same feeling, how you become heavier the more you lean backwards, and how the muscles have to work to keep you upright. And then try to find somewhere where you can feel light, where you can feel like you can elongate. Soften the shoulders, softening the face. Bring the palms together for an Om. Breathe in. Exhale completely. And another inhale. Release the hands onto your knees. And notice the breath. And the breath can have a centering feeling if you find Samavrti, if you find equal inhale, equal exhale. So start counting in your head, prolonging the breath. And you can count up to 5 as you breathe in, and up to 5 as you breathe out. Allow every inhalation to lengthen more through the back of the head, through the side of your neck. And every exhale, you root even more down from your sitting bones, and you keep on elongating more up, 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 up. Do 2 more like that. So inhale, lengthens the side of your waist. The back ribs, lengthens the back of the neck, the back of the head. And exhale goes through the front, but it brings the heart even higher as you get even heavier in the hips. One more like that. You inhale, you lengthen the back. And exhale, the shoulders get softer, but the front of the body continues lengthening. Then as you inhale next time, you imagine this inhale coming to the sides. So you become wider to the right and to the left. And then exhale, you become aware as the sides of the body come back towards the midline. How everything gets recruited back to the center and even behind your navel. So inhale is expansion to the right, to the left, up and down. And exhale, everything comes back in a very gentle way without you trying to help it. One more breath like that, feeling the expansion, even to diagonals, towards your shoulders, towards the hips, on the edges of the hips. And the exhale brings also from the diagonal the breath towards the midline. And then release the breath. Take a normal, easy breath in through the nose and through the nose out. And then we'll bring the right hand to our nostrils, grabbing or pressing or touching the nostrils where they start to grow out. So where the cartilage somehow meets the rest of the nose, you bring the middle finger and the middle finger and the index finger to your hand, to your palm, and the thumb and the ring finger are going to just gently touch the nostrils. And then first inhale through both nostrils and out through both sides. And you close the right, inhaling through the left. Close. Exhale through the right side, you change. Inhale through the right. Close and exhale through the left. And continue for a few more rounds by yourself, going on your own rhythm. Try to soften the face, try to soften the whole right arm so it's supported, the elbow presses into the side of your body and the wrist is heavy and long. Find a little bit of softness in the breath. So there is no forcing, you're not trying to make the air fast, but rather slow. And the whole breath is very gentle. Soften again your face. See if you can soften how hard you're pressing on the nostril as well. 2 more rounds. Finishing on the left side with your exhalation whenever it comes. And then releasing your hands down. As you finish, just notice the right, the left. Which one is more open, which one is more closed. This breath or this pranayama technique is there to balance the two sides. And then find Ujjayi breath, Ujjayi pranayama. And we're going to slowly open your eyes. And you can keep your pranayama. Lean back, stretch your legs forward, give them a little bit of a shake, move your ankles. Any kind of movement. It will stay sitting for a few more moments. So cross your legs the other way and come back into your cross-legged sit. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then interlace the fingers, turn the palms facing up. Cat cow here with your arms over the head. Inhale, the chest opens, the arms reach back. And exhale, you press forward. And you can drop the head down and you roll. So the hips are moving, the pelvis is moving. So you're going out of that center line into the front and to the back. Feel the shoulders moving as well. And two more. You can move your head as well. And the neck. And then release. Inhale, release your arms, reach your arms up again. I'll take a twist to the right side. So bring your left hand onto your right knee, the right hand behind you. Inhale, lift your heart. If you're sitting on something, you can also put your hand onto a block. And exhale, use your left hand on the knee to help into the twist. And then notice how the head is a little bit naturally forward. We're going to try to bring the head back. So you can release the twist from where you are at. Move the head a little bit more back. Lift the heart, inhale, and exhale. Twist, keep the head leaning to the back, but not bending sideways, keeping the chin level. One more breath here. And inhale, return back to the center, reach your arms up. And exhale, come to the other side. So use your hands. You can also shift your hips a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. Try to have the back hand really grounded. Inhale, elongate, and exhale, twist. And then bring the head again back to the, facing the same direction as your chest. And can you move the head back as if you were creating a little bit of double chin? Inhale, lift the heart, roll the shoulders down. And exhale, now use your right hand to push into the twist and twist your head as well, leaning the head back, but keeping the chin in. Inhale, hard lift, and exhale, twist, 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 twist. Inhale, release, reach your arms up, and exhale, release. This is a little bit easier to twist because we don't have the legs stable. Cross, uncross your legs, bring your palms forward, and come into your downward facing dog. Tucking the toes. And you can bend the knees one at a time. And you can shake your head, do anything you feel like doing. And then we're going to find a little bit of stillness, because what stabilizes us is the stillness. Good. Bend the knees a little bit though, and push the sitting bones a little bit higher. So as if you wanted to bring them higher, and then bring your front of the bottom ribs in, as if you wanted to round the upper back. Good. Wrap your triceps in a little bit more. I want you to lift the chest bone a little bit higher. Take a breath there. And then look forward, walk forward on your tippy toes, coming all the way to the front. And take a ragdoll position. So bring your feet a little bit wider, grab opposite elbows, allow the head to hang. You can swing to the right, to the left. You can bend the knees even more and feel the weight of your head, of your shoulders. As you take another breath in and out. Slowly rolling up into standing. Release your hands, bend the knees even more. The head goes last. Reach your arms up as you breathe in. And exhale, release the arms beside you. Find your Tadasana, bring your feet as wide as the hips today. And look at your feet and bring your toes up, spreading the toes as much as possible. So now we have to find the stability in our arms, in our legs, sorry. In our arms, maybe later. Have the feet parallel to each other, and then feel your ankles. And notice, you can even close your eyes for this one. As you feel lift from the arches of the feet inside outside, can you feel your ankles elongating? Maybe that's a stretch on what to feel, but can you imagine the ankles elongating as if it was coming from the arches from the inside and the outside? Good. And then feel your thighs, the root of the thigh, going back, as if you were holding a block in between your thighs and you're trying to send it back. And at the same time, you lift the front of the hips a little bit higher. You can open your eyes and then feel, as you inhale next time, the side of the waist elongating, your ribs, the back of the heart. Nice. Release the shoulders down. And you can turn the palms facing forward or towards your body, doesn't matter. The hands are reaching down and the back of the neck elongates even more. And again, close your eyes and feel this center line. The spine, feel the end of your spine, the tail. And can you elongate the tail away from the top of the head? One more breath in. And exhale, roots your feet even more down. Nice. Inhale, reach your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, release the hands beside you, Tadasana. One more time, inhale, bring the arms up. Try to bring your ribs in without back bending. And exhale, bring your hands beside you, lowering the shoulders. Good, turn the palms facing away from you. Inhale, reach your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Now bring the chest up, so do it with a purpose. Into back bend. Exhale, hinging the hips, bending the knees a little bit, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, roll the shoulders back, you can bend the knees. Step the right foot back. Make the stance really, really long and bring the feet into two lines or still having them in the hip width distance. And then lower the hips a little bit and lift from your back thigh as if you were wrapping from the inner thigh a little bit higher. Become lighter on your fingertips. Bring your ribs a little bit in, front ribs. Elongate the back of the neck, so bring your chin in there, yes, and then reach your arms forward. Just one breath in. And exhale, bring the palms down, step back, plank pose. Same thing, hips a little bit lower. And then from the thighs, you are being lifted. But at the same time, can you lift the front of the hips towards your chest? Lift the chest bone a little bit higher and then bring the chin in. Nice. Inhale here and exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Untuck your toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Slide the hands a little bit further to the back. Exhale, release. Forehead down. So the palms are next to your floating ribs, right underneath, the elbows underneath or over the wrists. Good. Tuck the toes into the mat, bring them as wide as the hips, and then see if you can lift the thighs first. Nice. And then press with the hands, squeeze the elbows in, and in one piece, lift all the way up as you inhale. Or you exhale? I think you exhale. And no, it's inhale actually. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step it from the inside of your right palm and wiggle it a little bit more forward if you need. So preparation for lunge on the other side. So drop the hips a little bit lower, and it's the thigh that is going to lift you. The front ribs come in. Nice. And the back foot, imagine you have heel behind the back foot, heel. What did I say? The wall behind your back heel. You want to press into. I didn't have a good sleep, sorry if I'm saying nonsense. And then elongate the back of the neck, chin in a little bit. Nice. Even more, lower the head a little bit, Saskia. Nice. And then inhale, reach your arms forward over the head, palms facing towards each other. Exhale, fingertips forward, step forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. The head is heavy, reaching down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly with now straight spine. So with the heart leading, we'll come up. Reaching the arms to the sides and all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana. We could go also to Uttanasana directly. Inhale, reach your arms up. Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Do the second side. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step the left foot back. Inhale, reach your arms over the head. Exhale, bring them down, find your plank. And again, imagine that you have wall behind your heels that you want to press into. Can you find the Tadasana by the rooting action from the heels all the way to the head without thinking about the different parts of your body? One more breath, and then modify if you like. The knees can always come down as you lower, halfway or all the way down, your choice. Your back bend, if you feel in like doing upward facing, go for it. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg comes up. Exhale, knee to the chest, step it forward in between or from the inside of the left palm. Inhale, reach your arms over the head. Find that long, lower yourself a little bit, Saskia, yes. Exhale, fingertips down, step forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, leading with the chest. Take the back bend, but the strength comes from the legs. Send the thighs back. Exhale, the Tadasana. Find your Tadasana just for one breath. Big breath in and big breath out. Okay, then grab a block and place it in between your thighs if you have a block. Yeah, you're going to use imagination if you don't have the block. And then find Tadasana again, imagining that you're trying to send the block behind you as you lift it from the front of the hips, yes. So this is the main cue when you're on two legs to stabilize your low back. So notice how this affects your low back. Again, go with the block back, and feel how it is, or imagine how it would feel if you move the block back. So there is a little bit of arch in your low back. You're sticking the bum a little bit more back. So okay, go even further with the hips. Yes, and then lift the front of the hips and feel how the pelvis changes the position and how the spine is affected. Inhale, reach your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Take your back bend if you like. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, your Vinyasa. You can step, you can tippy-toe, you can jump into your plank. lowering down into your back bend. In your back bend, you're still lifting that imaginary block if you don't have it. Exhale, downward facing dog. It's the block lifting your thighs, or your imagination lifting your thighs. And then take a few breaths here. See if you can lower the heels, Saskia. You can even spread your toes, lifting them up. And then releasing as they are spread. I was just practicing in front of the lady, and she would always spread her toes, and I was so impressed because I never saw anyone doing that. After every time she would do it, after every vinyasa, coming to down dog. Just make the head heavier. One more breath. Can you find here the neutral spine? By moving the blocks back and lifting the front of the hips. Inhale, come onto your tippy toes, look forward and look in between your palms. Use your gaze to know where you're going to step or tippy toe or jump if you're jumping. Don't change the gaze. On the base of your exhale, step or rather tippy toe or jump. Good, halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, lead with your chest, bend the knees if you need. Your back bend, exhale back to Tadasana. Inhale one more time. You could use the block or you can remove it. Reach your arms up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale your way through your vinyasa, but make every position count. Hold a breathe or halfway breathe through the whole position. And allow the block to lift you into downward facing dog. And take 3 full breaths here and find a spot in between your toes, big toes on your feet, and see if you can keep your gaze there for 2 more breaths without moving, without adjusting, without being distracted by what's happening behind you. Then lift your heels, look forward. Again, fix a point on the base of the exhalation, jump. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up with the spine strong and long. And exhale, Tadasana. Okay, remove the block. Keeping the feet as wide as the hips or together if you want something different. This is going to move you a little bit more into out of the balance or out of stability. Inhale, chair pose, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, Adha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump directly to Chaturanga, bending the elbows. Chest goes forward. Can you hold the Chaturanga? Lift the front of the hips a little bit more, Saskia. And then lower all the way, or upward facing dog, your back bend. Roll the shoulders back, Caro. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg comes up, Surya Namaskar B. Exhale, step it from the inside of the right palm. Warrior one, inhale, back heel comes down. Exhale, lower the hands, Chaturanga Dandasana in one more exhalation, or in the same exhalation. If you need to inhale, exhale in between, you do that. Inhale, roll the shoulders, the thighs are lifting, find that block. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up, breathe in. Find the block here as well. Exhale, step it forward. Back heel comes down. Inhale, warrior one. Still using the block in your mind from the inside. Exhale, palms down. Same exhalation, Chaturanga Dandasana. Can you have the front of the hips coming towards you? Inhale. Now the thighs are lifting. Collarbone smiling, exhale, downward facing. It's that block in your navel that lifts you. And a big breath in through your nose. Release it through the mouth. Do that again if you like it. Again, can you fix that point in between your big toes? And stay here for 3 breaths. Softening the tongue in the mouth. And find Ujjayi if you lost it. Notice anything coming up, letting it go. When your next inhalation comes, you look forward. You can make the little step closer to your hands if you want to jump. On the base of the exhalation, you make that hop, inhaling, halfway lifting. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come into chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend the knees, reach your arms up, look forward. Exhale, stand all the way up. Keep your arms, keep your arms, keep your arms, and then release your arms. One more time. Inhale, Utkatasana, reach your arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. See if you can release, keep your fingers on the ground. Exhale, your way to go into Chaturanga Dandasana. Either you step with the other leg, you bend the elbows, squeezing them in, and the hips are, front of the hips are lifting towards you. Inhale, upward facing dog. The thighs are strong. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg comes up. One leg down dog. Exhale, step it forward. Back heel comes down. Inhale, arms up, Virabhadrasana. 1. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Notice your thoughts. Are you hating this? Are you hating the sensations? Exhale, downward facing dog. I sometimes do. Well, more often than not. Left leg comes up. Inhale. Exhale, step it forward. Find the rhythm. Inhale, Virabhadra. 1. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Notice the resistance if it's coming up. It's normal. It happens. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra if you are giving up, which is also okay. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then you stay and hold, fixing that point in between your toes. Maybe thoughts are coming up. Maybe you are like, this is stupid. Notice that. Or maybe you are loving it. Maybe you're like, yes, this is what I wanted. This is what I needed to move, to create the heat. Notice how it's rising up. All the internal processes are what makes you to find that center. Inhale, the heels will come up. You look forward. Exhale your way forward. You can jump, you can step. Halfway lift. See if you can keep fingertips on the ground. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose, bend the knees, reach your arms up. Sit the hips a little bit lower, tiny bit. Move the weight back. And then imagine you're lifting something heavy, keeping your arms, lift all the way up. Extend, extend, go all the way up. And then exhale, arms release beside you. Tadasana. Nice. Big breath into. Close your eyes through your lips or your mouth. Release. One more big breath in. And out. Perfect. You made it. Utkatasana. We are not going to do sun salutations, but one Utkatasana more. Inhale. And exhale, bring the hands down. You're going to step the, let's do the right leg back. Right leg, right foot comes back, back heel comes down. Arrange your feet so you can come into Trikonasana. So the heels are going to align one in front of the other. And you can use the block, perfect. Extending the front leg and open the chest to the side. So the right knee is somehow straight. Imagine the shin wants to go away from the ground in your Trikonasana. And lean a little bit more into your left hand, even if you're on your fingertips. Can you open the right side of the chest a little bit more? Not the arm, the chest. Inhale, look up. And exhale, stay here and press more the left inner foot down. And you can open the hips a little bit more. The right hip lifting tiny bit up. The front of the hips are coming up towards your chest. And then from there is a twist that happens. And then bend your left knee. Parsva Konasana, side angle position. You can make the stance bigger. You can wiggle the back foot more back, but the foot is still tilted towards the front a little bit. Still the back leg is trying to find the block on the inside of the thigh, and the thigh wants to go behind you as the front of the hips are lifting, as the left buttock tucks under a little bit more, the left knee coming towards your arm if it's from the outer side. Inhale, look up, turn the right palm facing forward. Exhale, reach it over the head, find the full variation, feeling the length. The right arm is wrapping towards you. So scale a little bit more. So bring the right armpit towards your face. External rotation. Yes, that's it. And then twist your chest a little bit more up. And can you lean the head back? Keeping the chin in though. Inhale here. And exhale, look down. Lift up into warrior two, please. Use your legs. Lift up, exhale, bend the left knee. No, it's hard. Bend it a little bit deeper. Lift the front of the hips. Inhale here. Exhale, palms windmill down. Palms down, palms down. Find your plank pose. Inhale in your plank. Lift the chin a little bit more. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bring the feet a little bit closer and step closer towards your hands. And then bend the knees, look forward, look where you want to go in front of the hands this time, but round the upper back a little bit. And we're going to jump from the outside of the palms. So feet together, inhale and exhale, little hop. Beautiful. Inhale into active squat. Drop the hips, lift your chest, and exhale, lift all the way up. As if you were lifting something, come all the way up. And then wiggle the feet next to each other or as wide as your hips. Utkatasana, inhale, reach your arms up. Bend the knees. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. And step your left foot back. Coming into Trikonasana, back heel comes down, align the heels in one line. The front knee is going to extend. The block can go from the outside of your leg or the ankle as you open the chest into that twist. The hip opens as well, elongating the right side of the body by moving the right hip back, lifting the right kneecap. And then see if you can lean more back onto your right hand so the left shoulder follows. And here, lift the front of the hips, same as before. Try your best, and can you bring your left front ribs inwards a little bit, taking out the back bend. Inhale, look up. Exhale, press the right front inside foot down. And then look down, bend the left knee. Make the stance bigger, longer, wider. Wiggle the back foot, lower the hips a little bit lower. Great. The back thigh has the block inside. So the back thigh is rolling in and moving back as you are lifting the front hips on both hips higher. Perfect. Feeling how the core, although I don't like to talk about it, you can use the exhalation, how the core comes in. And then move the right knee more towards your arm and the right buttock a little bit more under as you open the left side of your chest. Reach the left hand over the head as you exhale. Look up over the left upper arm. Inhale, twist the chest a little bit more. Exhale, look down. Strong feet, reach your left arm up and lift all the way up into warrior two. Virabhadrasana. Two. Inhale there. Exhale, palms down. Find your plank. Back heel lifts. You have enough time here to step back into your plank, taking an inhalation in your plank. And then this side, downward facing, or you go through vinyasa. And then find the child's pose. Bring the knees down. No, I'm not sure how it feels. Okay. I wanted to give you an option, but that depends. So one thing that you can do is if you don't want to bend the knee, to place something behind the knee and have the hips a little bit higher and have a blanket, so you can roll a blanket. All my blankets are stolen. The kids are using them, but I have this pillow that I can roll, and you snag it all the way behind the knee, and then see how it feels, and it will create a distance in between, and then you can find a child's pose like that. Probably you will have to use a block underneath the head, or another variation, you keep your knees a little bit higher, your hips a little bit higher, and you lower the forehead down. And you can bring your arms over like in Anahatasana, but more relaxed variation. And then take a breath wherever you are. And exhale, melt you down. Feel the breath, feeling from the back to the sides, to the front of your abdomen. And exhale, softens everything down. Relax your tongue in the mouth. And find your downward facing dog again. And we'll do the second side, but this time we're going to twist. So you can go your way into that squat jump, or what is it? Frog jump to the front. So you inhale, you look forward. And exhale, you jump from the outside of the hands. Inhale, halfway lift into your active squat. Exhale, come all the way up as if you were lifting something heavy. And then wiggle the feet again, as wide as the hips, feet parallel or together. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway and step your right foot back. Now we will have the feet a little bit less, because we are preparing for Parsvottanasana. Yep, so we can twist from there. So now we will have the feet a little bit more wider. The heels are not in one line, but they are open. And the hips are facing forward. Inhale, if you have blocks, you can use the blocks underneath your hands. Lift the chest and exhale, fold into your Parsvottanasana pyramid position. You can bring your fingertips underneath the shoulders for this one. And just press with the front foot down and see if you can lift the hips away from the ground, moving them back, moving into your right heel, pressing more into your right heel, and then move the left hip to meet the right, so the left side of the body elongates. Then as you inhale, come onto your fingertips, lift your heart, lift the front of the hips as well. And exhale, walk the hands forward, 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 away from the hips. The hips move back, back, back. As your arms are moving forward, you're like on a stretcher. Release the head a little bit. The ears are in between your arms. Inhale. And exhale. Can you lift from the arches of the feet? Feeling the block in between your thighs, moving the thighs back. And then slowly release. Find a block, if you have one, underneath the right hand. The right hand is going to press into whatever, into your fingertips or into the block. Open the left arm to the left. And then find the sitting bones going away from you. Inhale here and exhale. Press with your right hand as you twist. See if you can move both hips still away from you, finding that block. I know now the legs feel like you are on a tight rope, as if you were walking with your legs really close to each other. Keep that feeling. It's okay to bring your hips with you a little bit. And then start twisting from your navel. Inhale to the top of the head. Exhale from your solar plexus, the middle part of your abdomen. One more inhale into the length, roll the shoulders down, and exhale from the chest bone, the top of the chest bone and your neck. Look all the way up. Inhale and exhale, release, and just fold. You can release your hands underneath the shoulders, taking a little break. And then move the back foot back, bending the front knee, lifting the back heel up into lunge preparation. Back heel comes up. You have a choice to stay here with your knee up, or you can lower the knee down. Inhale, low or high lunge, your choice. Reach your arms up and then lift the front of the hips. The front hip bones are lifting more. Bring the arms to the sides like on letter T. Inhale. And then imagine the block in between your chest, especially at the back thigh. You can bend the back knee a little bit as you twist to the same direction as when we were before, to the other side. What is this side? The left side. Good. And again, can you move from your navel and from the chest like a spiral as the back thigh hugs that block a little bit more and lifts that block up. Good, and then bring your hands together and hook your right elbow on the knee. Don't allow the knee to buckle in, so the knee is still pressing into the elbow. And then try to find the center of your chest. Can you open both collarbones? And can you move from that chest, the center of the chest, move even the head back? Inhale. Good, and then exhale, you can look all the way over the left shoulder to the back. And slowly release. High or low lunge, inhale, reaching the arms up. And exhale, palms down. And step the back foot forward into Uttanasana. Uttanasana, no Utkatasana, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, now bend the knees, drop the hips down. And wiggle the feet wider into Malasana. Emma finally stopped meowing. Move here a little bit. So what we're trying to discover are mostly Mula Bandha. Mula Bandha is very much in the root and it's connected with those inner thighs. It's connected with the front hips lifting. So this is kind of the recruitment of deeper muscles in the core and the stabilizing muscles in your legs. And we are going to use that to lift us into the crow pose. So move your wrists a little bit because we didn't really use the hands except if you were doing all the chaturangas. Move them a little bit, prepare mentally for flying. And then imagine this as going more forward rather than lifting up. So your goal is more trying to transition forward today without not really lifting, but we want to feel that thighs moving in. And it's really hard because we're so focused on our arms. So bring your knees as high as possible for this variation. But can you keep your hips lower? And can you imagine there is a block in between your thighs? So your knees are squeezing in towards each other. That's why it's easier if you can have the arms in the knees in your armpits. Does it work for some of you? Yeah. Saskia, more the knees like in, not from the outside. Not from the outside, but more in. Good. And Daya is a little bit kind of suffering, but she can do it. So coming onto the tippy toes, move the palms forward, turn the fingers slightly out, and see if you can bend the elbows and feel those inner thighs squeezing in as your toes lift. So the thighs are still squeezing in as you are transitioning. So you're moving forward as your heels are squeezing in towards your hips. Nice. Good. And then from there, if you like, you can jump back into Chaturanga Dandasana and go through Vinyasa. Or just jump or step into Downward Facing Dog. Okay, breathe in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Now we're going to do the same thing, but reversed. And it's going to be those thighs that are propelling us towards the front. So you look forward, you imagine yourself doing it first before. You can step closer like we did when we were jumping forward. You bend the knees and you feel the inner thighs. You look where you want to go. So you look with your gaze forward. You breathe in and then exhale. If you don't have a cat in front of you, try to imagine you jump into your crow pose. Good. And then slowly release the feet down, Uttanasana, forward fold. Utkatasana, bend the knees, reach your arms up. And exhale, come all the way up, press it up, press it up, press it up. And then release the arms. I just noticed that I can see your chicken, Saskia. I never noticed that. Second side. Inhale, Utkatasana. You don't have to bend the knees too much. Exhale, fold. And the halfway lift. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. And the left foot steps back. So bring the feet into two lines, halfway lift, move your right hip away from your right shoulder and exhale, fold. This is an easy fold. You allow the spine to round. Nothing hard is happening. Just focus, bring the focus onto your right hamstring, if that's what you are feeling, or maybe it's somewhere else that you're like, maybe it's your calf or the front of your calf even, or the back calf of the back leg. Then start moving the weight into the back heel, pressing from the inner side of your back foot. And then can you move the right hip to meet the left? So you find that Mula Bandha, you find those inner thighs that draw the right hip back, 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 and the right side of the body elongates. Then inhale, lift halfway, lift the chest, and then lift the front of the hips as well. Feel the thighs trying to meet each other as you walk your hands forward into that elongated variation. The head can release in between the arms, the kneecaps are lifting, and the hips are moving away from the hips, even though it's impossible. Take one more breath here. Can you guys lift the heart a little bit more? Good. And then walk the hands back. Grab a block if you have one and come on the onto the fingertips. Right arm open to the side. Move the left hand a little bit more underneath the heart, more to the center. Inhale, press the feet down, find those inner thighs, and exhale, use your left hand, left fingers pressing down to twist, but the thighs are working still here, the inner thighs. Beautiful. Inhale into the length of the back. Exhale, you twist from your navel like a spiral. Inhale into the back. Exhale, you twist from the solar plexus. Inhale. Exhale, you move from your chest bone. Beautiful. And then move the head a little bit more back. And then release, fold. And then walk the back foot back, front knee is going to bend, back heel comes up. You have the option to lower the knee. I think no one took it, but the option is still there. Coming up into high lunge or low lunge. Nice. The back knee can bend a little bit because we are trying to lift the front of the hips. Find those inner thighs, open the arms to the sides. Take a breath in, exhale, start moving into the twist, but keep the legs working here. Find or notice how it's unstable, especially in the high lunge, how much you have to use your legs. And then try to again use your navel, then the middle of the chest, then the chest, twisting, 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 then the neck even. And then bring your palms together into a prayer-like position. As you hook your elbow onto the knee, don't allow the knee to buckle in. And the back thigh is rolling, finding the block and lifting up. Roll the shoulders down and see if you can move the chest. Beautiful. More, opening the left collarbone. Nice. Look over for the right shoulder all the way. And exhale, release. Palms will come down. Sorry, high lunge one more time, or low lunge. Inhale. Exhale, fingertips forward and step forward. Find one more ragdoll position. Bring the feet a little bit further away to the sides. Bend the knees. Imagine this is your child's pose. And then slowly roll all the way up. My intention was also to do back bends. Somehow that didn't happen. So we will come all the way onto the belly. Just come onto your belly and take a break there, lowering your forehead onto your forearms. We will do some back bends on the belly. Take a breath on your belly. And then stretch your legs back. Reach your right leg a little bit more, the left leg a little bit more. Again, finding those inner thighs. As when we were lifting from lying on the ground into the plank, you want to press the pubic bone down by lifting the front of the hips towards your chest. And then bring your arms beside you and turn the palms facing up. The legs are pressing down and start moving the shoulders up. And that's going to lift your chest up. And it's the shoulder blades that are lifting you. And then imagine the block in between your thighs as you lift from your thighs rather than from the feet. So the knees are really super straight. The thighs and the shoulders are lifting you. And that's enough. Nothing else has to happen. Just the thighs and the shoulders. One breath here. Or one inhale and exhale, release. Look to a side or use your forearms for the forehead. Big breath in, relax your legs. Shake them a little bit. Exhale. One more breath in. And breath out. Then either you repeat that or the Dhanurasana if you feel like doing that. Same thing applies. You stretch your knees now back, bringing them a little bit closer, bending the knees, and then pressing the pubic bone down. Notice how those two actions are hard to do. Can you press the pubic bone down and keep the feet trying to go away from each other at the same time? The hands are beside you. You lift from your shoulders. So it's same like in Shalabhasana. And now lift your hands. See if you can grab or tickle your heels. Either way, your thighs, doesn't matter if you're holding the legs or not, your thighs are going to lift up. So I'll do the harder variation without grabbing the heels. And then try to feel the thighs lifting, the shoulders lifting at the same time. Take again one inhalation and exhale, release. Look to the other side or forearms underneath your forehead. You can move the legs right and left, taking big breath in, big breath out. Inhale one more and exhale. Use your hands next to your ribs to lift up into a seat. And now I remembered the Daya is here. So my plan was to go into a reclined position that we don't do often in the Vinyasa flow. So for Daya, I'm going to have you to do camel pose if you feel like doing that. For the rest of us, you have an option to sit either on a block, coming into a hero pose. So sitting from the inside of the heels, and then you walk with your hands back, like if you were in a reversed table. So it's a variation. You can move onto your elbows, or if you are not sitting on the block, if it's fine for your knees to sit all the way, you can walk your hands all the way back, trying always to adjust the hips. So you're trying to lift the hips a little bit and tuck them a little bit, lifting the front of the hips. The knees should be together, and you are trying to keep squeezing the legs in towards each other. So it's going to be really intense on the top of the thighs and onto your low back, depending on how far you go. Very last thing, if you're all the way down, you can bring your arms over the head and grab opposite elbows. It's not a relaxed position, so it's not yin-like position. You can press the feet a little bit more into the ground as if you wanted to lift the hips. And your legs are working. And take 3 breaths here, wherever you are. If you don't feel comfortable, you can always come a little bit higher and then be higher. All right, and then slowly bring your hands next to you. You can grab your feet. See if you can lift from the chest, lifting the head like if you were going into Matsyasana. Nice. And then working yourself onto your palms all the way up. And take a child's pose or a down dog actually. Let's do a down dog. Tuck your toes and get into a hamstring stretch immediately. And think about your down dog as counter. So it allows you to lengthen your whole spine. Even grab the side of your mat with your hands and then really press with your arms. You can bend the knees a little bit. Breathe in and out. And then find your way to lower yourself onto your back. You can jump through from your down dog. You can simply go through the side, ending in the preparation for bridge pose. bending the knees. Bring your hands beside you. You have two options, either bridge pose or Urdhva Dhanurasana. Supta Bandhasana or Urdhva Dhanurasana, the wheel pose. One more back bend. And you can go for it. Now, work the legs. Can you find that bandha here? Feeling of the inner thighs. Feeling of the inner feet, even. Then from the legs, you become longer. The chest lifts. One more breath. And exhale, slowly lower down. The knees can come slowly to your chest. Move them a little bit. Use your hands from side to side. You can draw some circles with your knees. Just feel the massage. Feel how it is to rest the spine, to relax it. And then come into twist. You can extend the right leg, shifting the hips to the left, coming into the twist on the right, or any other variation of your legs. You can look to the other side. And it's up to you if you like to take the twist in an active way. You can imagine here as well the spine growing longer. So your right hip is moving away from your right shoulder, where are we? On the right side. The left hip moving away from the left shoulder. The left shoulder grounds more down, and the exhale you use for moving the knee or the hip more away into the twist. Inhale makes you longer, even pressing with your right foot away from you as if into an invisible wall underneath the right heel if you have the leg straight. And exhale, it's a twist. One more breath. Inhale, come back to the center. Both knees to your chest. Move them a little bit from side to side. And then change. The left leg extends. And the right knee stays at your chest. You shift your hips a little bit to the right and take a twist to the left. You can open the right arm to the side, cactus if you don't have space, bending the elbow. And it's a slow process. It takes a while for the spine, for those muscles, to allow you to move into this twist. It's more passive, and that requires more time. So your legs you're not using them anymore, but you can try by pressing that left heel away from you into invisible wall. See how that elongates the right side of your waist. And exhale, it's a twist. And the hip moves a little bit deeper. And even you can bring that right shoulder more down, trying to make it heavier. And exhale again, using even your left hand on your right knee as a weight. And then take a bigger breath, a longer breath than before for your last twist. Exhale. Last breath out. Inhale moves you back to the center. Bring the knees to your chest. Move them a little bit from side to side again. Again, draw some circles to one direction. And then to the other. Grab the knees and hug them in towards you. Okay. Lift the head as well. Inhale. And exhale, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Okay, you can grab underneath the knees and rock back and forward a few times. And lifting up into a seat. So my the thing I wanted to do was a shoulder stand to end the class, and there is this one variation where you can use the wall. Ideally, again, my blankets. Why are my blankets not here? My blankets are not here, so I like to be on the blankets just for the safety. I will also move the camera so you guys can see what's happening in a way. So I will use my orthopedic pillow. It's not the best thing. Especially if you want to stay for longer. Let's see if it's going to work. If you don't have the wall and if you just want to do a shorter hold, go for your shoulder stand like you are. Is this somehow working? For this variation, you have to find the distance away from the wall. It's usually with the hips at the wall. And then you wiggle all the way there. Even having something underneath your hips helps, but we're not doing that. So the shoulders align with your support if you have one, and the hips can come closer in a very elegant way. Then you first come into your plow pose. So bring your feet behind you and you adjust yourself on the tips of the shoulders. And then you can bring your feet back, imagining this is almost like your Setubandhasana. Shoulders going back and you're lifting up. You can then use your hands onto your upper back, but actually, since we have the feet on the wall, you can totally keep your hands interlaced and just lifting the hips. And this is the shoulder bridge on the wall. Ideally, I'm even closer, not close enough to the wall. My hips are still a little bit further away. And then you can lift your hips even higher. And you don't have to lift the legs up, or you can do one leg at a time. Nice. Yes, and try to lift the hips, Daya. Very good. Nice, Caro, can you interlace your fingers and move a little bit higher onto the tips of the shoulders? Perfect. And then can you find that Mula Bandha here, the inner thighs? Take 2 more breaths here. And then slowly find your way into plow pose again. So interlace your fingers. Legs will come back into your plow and slowly roll down. Use your hands to stop you. Nice. Okay. Jatara Parivartanasana. I'm probably saying it still wrong. One day I will learn it. You have to move away from the wall. And it's an active twist. With the legs going to the right and to the left. You bring your arms to the sides. Shift your hips a little bit to the left. Trying to keep the feet at the same level and the legs move. They don't have to touch the ground. Then you lift the legs up, you inhale, you shift the hips to the right and you move, or you slowly lower the legs. The knees can be even bent here a little bit. Trying again to keep the feet at the same level so the hips move like one unit without the hips. So change the side again. And you go one more, right and left. Maybe this time you lower more than before. And then release knees to your chest. Hug them one more time. Grab opposite elbows. Lift your head. Inhale. Exhaling. Lift the head and squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then release. Shavasana. Put your clothes on. Cover your eyes. And find a deeper rest. Imagine the whole spine like a chain built up from all the vertebrae, all the 7 small vertebrae at your neck. Try to soften them as you imagine the head heavy. And feel the upper back and the connection with the shoulders, with the shoulder blades at the back. Make those heavy. Taking a breath in and out to consciously feel the movement of the rib cage, of the ribs, connected to the shoulders, so the shoulder blades. And then take another breath and feel the abdomen, the sides of the abdomen and the low back expanding. And then as you exhale, feel that coming to that midline as everything relaxes in the abdomen. Down, down, down. And then feel your sacrum and your hips connected to it, heavy. Pressing, notice which part of your sacrum is pressing down. What muscles. Become aware of the front of the hips, the groins. And breathe into them. Allow them to relax, to soften as you exhale. And then lastly, become aware of your pelvic floor, of the tailbone, the very end of the spine or the beginning. And take a breath into your pelvic floor. Expands as you breathe in, similar to your belly, to those groins. And then as you exhale, it comes in together with the tailbone. And relax your face, your jaw, the tongue, spreading, pressing into, touching the palate. And soften the eyeballs in the sockets. Your Shavasana. And come back to the breath. Become aware again of the movement of the air flowing in and out. And then take a bigger breath in. Releasing with the exhale, move your fingers, move your toes, your wrists, your ankles. You can take a stretch if you feel like doing that. Knees will come to your chest, roll to the side that is available to you. And slowly, lazily lift yourself up into a seat. You can sit on your heels or cross-legged, bringing the palms together at your heart. And then wrap them in towards each other. Create heat with your hands, mostly in your palms rather than your fingers. And we're going to bring the palms to our eyes and completely cover your eyes. So all the way, so there is no leaks of the light, so you can open the eyes into darkness, exchanging the energy from your hands into your eyes and the other way. And closing the eyes again, release the hands. Again, rub them against each other. And bring your hands next to your face and inhale. Exhale, release, palms will come to your heart. And you can bow the head down towards your hands. And slowly blinking your eyes open. Thank you so much.